Good, happy Monday morning, February 24, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire. Rise and shine, everyone. Let's get this Monday off to a good start. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy this morning edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire, right here on the Riley King Network. We're going to begin with your news. First, we're going to start with your local news. Let's get started. In local news this morning, with New Hampshire school vacation week underway, Fish and Game remind those headed outdoors to be safe. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Explore the world just like J.C. Marie Smith with the City Advantage Platinum Select Card with travel benefits. At her fingertips, JC can fit right in at the center of the world's most vibrant spectacles. Experience more meaningful moments with the card built for your adventure.
School vacation week in New Hampshire, a popular time for Granite Staters to get outside and enjoy what winter has to offer. And that's exactly why Fish and Game officers are really raising awareness about the effects of a mild winter.
We want people out there recreating, but just be safe.
The department is warning people about thin ice.
It hasn't really been that cold. It's been a pretty mild winter, so ice hasn't formed very uniformly on any water body.
Sergeant Jeff Pushy says there isn't one specific body of water that they're concerned about. People really should be careful on all New Hampshire lakes and ponds, but adds the southern end of the state is experiencing warmer temperatures.
Just be safe. Make sure that you check the ice conditions before you go out. Bring an auger or a nice chisel with you before you go, and just check that ice every so often.
And stay away from inlets and brooks.
With this hot sun this weekend and tomorrow, the brooks and the inlets are going to get running pretty hard with the ice melt, and that'll eat the ice up real quick.
But it's not just the ice that could see some problems. Several people were hurt over the weekend in separate snowmobile accidents. In some cases, trail conditions played a role. Fish and Game says, as always, riders should be aware of rocks or branches that may get in the way as the snow begins to melt.
Not that great conditions throughout the southern part of the state. The northern part of the state, the trails, from what I've heard, are pretty good right now. But just always try to be safe.
And back to the ice, these signs like this one here behind me, danger thin ice, they're posted all over Lake Massapesic, just reminding people about it. New Hampshire Fish and Game says you'd want about 6 to 8 inches thickness in ice for a well-dispersed group of people, 10 inches or more for off-road vehicles. Well, live here in Auburn, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into national news. In your national news this morning, newly released surveillance shows final images of missing boy in Idaho. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
New developments in the search for those 2 missing children in Idaho. Their mother behind bars in Hawaii. Newly released surveillance images showing what could be the last images of her 7-year-old son taken in September, just weeks before the siblings disappeared. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Hawaii.
Tonight, the chilling video apparently captures 7-year-old J.J. Vallow playing in front of his home in Rexburg, Idaho. The video obtained by East Idaho News recorded just weeks before J.J. and his 17-year-old sister Tylee Ryan disappeared. According to court documents, the image, taken on September 17th, helps piece together a timeline of his last known whereabouts, both missing now for 5 months. Their mother, 46-year-old Lori Vallow, is in a Hawaii jail facing charges of felony desertion and non-support of a dependent child. Police say she's remained silent about where the children are.
Lori, can you tell me where your kids are?
And so has her husband, Chad Daybill, who drove right past us when we tried asking about the case. Vallow and her husband went from Idaho to Hawaii one day after police started asking about the children. And tonight, along this Kauai road, a homemade sign displays the same urgent question being asked on this tranquil island and across the country.
All right, Marcus Moore joins us now outside the jail in Kauai where Lori Vallow is behind bars. And you're learning more about a family trip to Yellowstone?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. The affidavit says that the last known images of 17-year-old Tylee Ryan were at Yellowstone National Park. One of them shows her at the front entrance of the park, and there's another picture authorities say taken from her mom's iCloud account. Meantime, Vallow is here in Hawaii fighting extradition back to Idaho. Tom?
Marcus Moore working the story all weekend for us. Marcus, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into business news. In your business news, Dow futures drop 750 points as coronavirus cases outside China surge. U.S. stocks futures pointed to sharp declines on Wall Street at the open on Monday as the number of coronavirus cases outside of China surged, stoking fears of a prolonged global economic slowdown from the virus spreading. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into your weather. And your weather right now is fair, 19 degrees. And here's a look at that hourly forecast for all of you. 7 a.m., sunny, 23 degrees. 8 a.m., sunny, 27 degrees. 9 a.m., sunny, 33 degrees. 10 a.m., sunny, 40 degrees. 11 a.m., sunny, 44 degrees. And 12 p.m., sunny, 47 degrees. And your weather for today, sunshine and a few afternoon clouds, high 52 degrees, winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that is a look at your weather. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's take a look at your traffic. And here's a look at that traffic for all of you this Monday morning. As you can see, we're seeing a lot of green roadways, and we have a few yellow spots in some spots of New Hampshire. Not a lot of yellow spots, and we have a little traffic issue here. Delays of 2 minutes on US 3 southbound between US 3 State, Bolton State, and State Street in US 202 Main Street. Average speed is 5 miles per hour. Otherwise, your traffic is moving pretty good on this Monday morning, and a lot of schools are on vacation this week, so it won't be busy for bus traffic and stuff, so less busy there. That is good news there. And that is a look at your traffic. We're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire life. And let's take a look at the event calendar and see what events are happening today in New Hampshire, Boston, and Maine. Wild Quest Winter Vacation Camp, Kids and Teens, 9 o'clock a.m. at Prescott Farm Environmental Education Center. The Road Not Taken, Artistry Interpretation of the Poetry of Robert Frost, 9 o'clock a.m. at Concord Public Library. February Vacation Camp Winter Exploration, 9 o'clock a.m. at Bedford Youth Performance Company. Bob Farrell, 9 o'clock a.m. at Rochester Public Library. Mo UNH Opening Reception, 10 o'clock a.m. at UNH Museum of Art. Toddler Story Time, 10 o'clock a.m. at Manchester City Library. Squam Lake Natural Science Center, 1:30 p.m. at Manchester City Library. And Brew Trains Playdate, 2 p.m. at Gibson's Bookstore. And that is a look at your event calendar for this Monday. And if you want to view those events, we will share a link with you after the broadcast on the Riley King Network. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into health and lifestyle tip segment. Is intermittent fasting helpful for losing weight and staying healthy? Let's take a listen to that video from Good Morning America.
Welcome back to GMA and today's weekend download. More and more Americans showing interest in intermittent fasting as a way of losing weight and staying healthy. Joining us to talk about this is our chief health correspondent, Dr. Jen Ashton. Dr. Ashton, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you, Brett.
This diet trend has really taken off. Why do you think it's becoming so popular?
Well, you know, we see and hear so much about on-trend diets and phases. There is really good medical and nutritional science data behind this concept of intermittent fasting. Basically, it involves a period of anywhere from 12 to 16 hours of fasting. I like to also call it time-restricted eating. So a lot of people will eat between the hours of, let's say, 12 noon and 8 p.m. And I think the reason it's become so popular is it doesn't require people to change what they eat or how much they eat, only when they eat. So independent of weight loss, it's a very effective and safe way to eat, and popular for good reason.
Yeah, that's part of the appeal to so many. Dr. Ashton, we also like to point out that you have a degree in nutrition as well. What are the physical benefits of this, and who should definitely not be doing it?
Very important questions, Whit. So again, there's a lot of data that supports its benefits, and that includes improving your glucose metabolism, reducing inflammation, improving your lipid profile, and improving lipid kind of metabolism, as well as insulin resistance. People who should avoid this, obviously pregnant women, people with certain types of diabetes, or who have had an eating disorder, or teenagers, this is not for them. But again, along with things like Mediterranean diet, plant-based diet, intermittent fasting has sound data behind it.
For someone who's not ready to commit to this intermittent fasting, though, what are some other eating approaches that could have similar benefits?
Yep, put a lot of color on your plate with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein like fish, poultry, eggs, and occasional meat or glass of wine.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. As always, Dr. Jen, we'll talk soon. Well, hey there.
Okay, there you go. Good tips there. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In your entertainment news, Nikki Lakes won't cross this line in her marriage. Let's take a listen to that video from Access Hollywood.
You get cut off in traffic, and then the person flips you the bird.
Oh.
What do you do?
No.
It's a no-no.
Yeah.
How do you handle the situation? Hit him with a little honk.
Stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone tells you to calm down even when you're being calm.
Now that is a problem. You
Just
need to assess this
Yeah,
whole
sir.
situation and see what this is.
You said reassess.
Yes.
You better reassess. Public displays of affection. Is that a yes or a no-no?
It kind of depends.
Okay.
On
What does it depend on?
how affectionate you'll be.
Okay, so what?
I hate those couples that are out there just like, blah, blah, blah.
But what about? What is a Nene no-no on a plane?
I give you one chance, one cough. And I'll be like, okay.
Wait, but they get one. You
That's
get
all
one.
you get is
good
one.
call.
After that, I'm going to start looking with the nurse. And you do it too much. Dang, can we switch seats?
No, You gonna leave them?
It's too much. They can't keep coughing that. It's just coughing the whole time.
What is a Nene no-no with your husband?
One of the things I always tell my husband, I say this to a lot of couples, like don't forget, don't lose your sexy. And don't just get comfortable and start doing stuff in front of me. Don't do that. Let's keep it. I don't want to know that you do that. Whatever that is, don't do it.
I have so many ideas in my mind.
Don't do that. You got couples be like, we're in the bathroom. I'm like, we're not in the bathroom together. Because I don't think that's cute or sexy.
No.
Okay, and there you go on that video. And now let's take a look at those celebrity birthdays for today. Let's see what celebrities are celebrating a birthday for today. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they all have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful Monday. And that does it for this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed watching this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your Monday, everyone. I'll talk to you all later on for Good Evening New Hampshire. And I hope you enjoyed watching Good Morning New Hampshire. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, everyone.